Hello and welcome to Cooking with Miss Brenda, and I'm so glad you joined us today. I was just going over here to turn this our computer on so that I can see you, and also to make sure I've got this muted good so you don't hear all that backdrop noise. But I am so glad you joined us today. We are making lentil loaf. This is my mom's famous recipe that I've kind of tweaked a little bit. My mom is like the best cook ever. I know everybody says that about their mom, but my mom, I don't know of anything that she couldn't fix if she set her mind to it. She really can just create recipes out of she'll look at all the ingredients she has in the fridge or the cupboard, and she will make the most wonderful meals with whatever she has on hand. We grew up so poor that it wasn't just like, oh, we need an ingredient, run out to the store and get it. No, if we didn't, okay, improvise. What is it that we can use instead of that? And I think that's trickled over to the way I cook today myself because of what Mom taught me to do. So I've created some really awesome recipes just because I didn't have what I thought I needed in that recipe. And I turned out I love the recipe even better. So, you know, there's some things to be said by that. So I really thank my mom for all her love and patience. And this lentil loaf recipe has some version of this has really been at so many potlucks because with my dad being a preacher and you know, most Sabbaths we were at a potluck, or if not, we had somebody for dinner. And so this recipe itself has been in so many potlucks you can't even imagine, or for a Sabbath dinner meal. And yet it's so easy to make. You can make it for at your house for supper even during the week. One of the things I'm going to show you about at the end of the program is how to prepare and freeze a meatloaf. You can freeze it unbaked, and if you freeze it properly, and I'm going to show you how, you put it in your freezer and it can stay for several months. And whenever you have, let's say you go, oh no, you got company coming over, or you're wondering what to fix and you're tired that day, or you've got a project, go look in your freezer, pull that meatloaf out, boom, you got it, and it's already done. Just add some vegetables, you've got a meal. Isn't that awesome? Well, I want to share with you that just before we have a special guest with us today, and before I introduce her, I just want to go over just a few things with you. I wanted to let you know about our kidsclubforjesus.org, our new children's ministry that you can go to on the website, and we feature on-demand programs that you can watch whatever you want to watch when you want to watch it. Wonderful programs, and we have you can watch Kids Time there as well. But you can watch so many other programs. And I wanted to share that with you. And we have just launched a new program and we're putting on new programs every week, by the way. So you want to visit us every day because we are always adding something new. But we're added not a new video program or television program, but this is a new program for Books for Free. That's the name of it, Books for Free. And this is a special just opportunity for kids around the world, anywhere. If they would like to have books for free, go to our website, kidsclubforjesus.org, and click on Books for Free, and you can just go through and look at all the books we have to offer. And the reason that we can do this is that we're asking people from everywhere around the world to just donate your books to us. Send us your books. You can put them in a box and send them to us to media mail. It's not that expensive. But you can send them to us, Kids Club for Jesus. Melissa will put the address on there of where to send them to. And Melissa's here with us today, by the way. So hi, Melissa. Thank you for joining us. And we're able to offer these books for free. The only thing you have to pay is the shipping costs. That's it. And you will we will offer those books for you free. So you can go there. There is a limit. You can have, I think it is 5 books per family for a 30-day period. And that's just to make it fair for everybody so that everybody gets a chance to get books. And you can put as many, we're adding books as they come in, and you can and go to the site often. We've got some beautiful, wonderful books there. They're all Christ-centered books for children ages 15 and under. So please check it out and tell everybody about it. Our Books for Free program. You are really going to want to take advantage of this. You know, it's so important that our kids read. But what's even more important is what they're reading, because we want to fill the minds of our children with things that are going to bring them closer to Jesus. growing up, my mom and dad raised 5 children. Nothing was allowed in our home that wasn't going to draw us closer to Jesus. So I didn't grow up with the television. I didn't grow up with any novels in our house. We only read books that had true stories, and we only sang religious music. So there was nothing that was allowed, because more important to my mom and dad, more important than anything, more important than having their kids dressed in designer clothes, or we were too poor anyway, but, going to special, lessons here and there and all those things. The most important thing to my parents was that their children were introduced to Jesus, to fall in love with Jesus, that their hearts are right with Jesus, and their hearts are surrendered to Jesus, because we want to be united in heaven with our whole family without one lost. And that was my dad's prayer from the time I can remember, was praying for that. So I wanted to share that with you, because I want you to just spread the news, if you would. Also, all of our live programs, you can come after we go off the live. You can, they are posted on the Kids Club for Jesus website. They're also posted on my YouTube channel. If you go to Brenda Walsh Ministries on YouTube, please click subscribe. And that way you know whenever we add something new. And it is free. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. So I just wanted to share that with you. The other thing is that I wanted to give you a heads up of what your recipe you're voting on for next week. And this is really awesome, because we always give you 4 recipes to choose from. And we have a poll that you have to log in, and you can put your vote down, okay? Remember to only vote once, though, okay? Let's keep it honest, keep it fair. And so next week, these are posted, I think, Melissa, right after we go off the live, right? You post them. So you can, as soon as we're done today, you can start voting for next week. And next week, it's going to be, every recipe has some kind of fruit in it. So it's fruit recipes for next week. The first one is a blueberry muffin cake, caramel apple pie, key lime pancakes, and chia pudding trifle. And so I like all of them. They're all my recipes. I created all of them. So I could tell you I have favorites, but I love them all. So as soon as we go off, we will, you can be sure and vote. So I'm going to bring our special guest out here in just a few minutes. And while we're waiting for her to come on, we're just going to, Melissa, if you would get her mic on her for her real quick. And while she's doing that, I will introduce our special guest to you. But while she's doing that, I'm going to read the recipe, because today for my mom's favorite lentil nut roast. And for these, and by the way, if you don't have a pen and paper, don't worry about, I've got to write this down. The recipe's already posted on our website, kidsclubforjesus.org. And you can just print it off, and you don't have to write it down. But if you want to take notes, if I give you a little extra tips or whatever, and you want to do that, that's fine. But I'll go ahead and give it to you so you kind of know what's coming up. You're going to need 4 cups of cooked lentils, 1 cup of pecans chopped, 1.5 cups of unsweetened original flavored almond milk, 1/2 cup of canola oil, 1 teaspoon of sage, 2 cups of crushed saltine crackers, 1 cup of Grape Nuts cereal, and 1 medium onion, finely minced or pureed. And that's our the ingredients that we'll need. One thing I'll tell you about our lentils, to cook your lentils, I cook them like I would make a soup. And so that, because I like to cook a lot more at a time. So for this, you only need 4 cups, but I usually make more than that. And I make it like a lentil soup. I put tomatoes in there. I cook it, with onion, sometimes diced celery. And I let it cook until those lentils and a little bit of salt, and let them cook till they're tender. And then that same recipe, it gets full. And that same recipe is what I use for our lentil nut roast. Well, before I get started, I want someone to come in. Drum roll, please. Hey, how are you? Look who's back. Woohoo! And I'm so glad you joined me, Kailynn. Thank you so much for coming again. And at the end of the program, we're going to invite her family to come on and taste. Do you make lentil nut roast? That's what we're having today, is lentil nut roast.
I never really heard it before, but it does sound good.
Okay, so it'll be a new recipe to you.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I just shared with them how to cook the lentils, and so the lentils are already over here ready to cook. And what we're going to do first, I'll let you, if you want to take this scraper right here, and if you would put the lentils right in here, and I will show you how I'm going to peel this onion. Okay. Okay, right here. 1 second. And let me get me connected up here while you're doing this. 1 second. That way I can make sure that we've got you connected and I can see your comments and see who's joining us. Okay. Let's see. And here we go. And before we go any further, I do need to say this. If you've been watching all of our cooking programs, I'm sure you noticed right now, look at Kailynn and me, we have on our awesome aprons, the same colors as our Kids Club for Jesus colors. And that's a huge, great big thank you to our wardrobe director, Lucy Newharth. She lives out in Washington State, and she made these aprons for us. Aren't these gorgeous? And I absolutely love them. I really can't even thank you enough. This is the most talented lady. If you can thank Kailynn, Lucy has been with me since almost the beginning of Kids Time, and she has sewn for years and years all the costumes that you see on the Bible stories. And you can now watch those Kids Time programs on our new website, kidsclubforjesus.org. And you can see her handiwork in the costumes. That's all Lucy. And she even dresses everybody so that you can see them. But isn't that really awesome?
That's cute.
There we go. All right, so while you're waiting over here, I'm going to just share with you. Have you ever peeled an onion?
Yes.
You have. So you know, I'm going to share what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not like raw onions. Just don't like them. I love cooked onions, yes, but I don't like them raw. I have actually seen people peel an onion and bite it like an apple and eat the whole thing. I'm not even kidding. No, seriously. There's probably people right now that are going to tell me that. Let's see who has joined us right now. Let's see. Ash is joining us, our Kids Club for Jesus administrator, and she's also our social media director in South Africa. Hello, Ash, and I'm so glad she likes our new aprons, and I'm so glad that you like our aprons. And let's see, we have Pamela Morgan. Hello, Pamela. I love you, girl, and thank you. And then we have also some other friends of ours that have joined us, so I thank you so much for joining us. I know someone that's joining us all the way from India today, and they contacted me already and said they watch us over there each week. Isn't that awesome? Okay, so because I don't like raw onions, I'm going to do something different. I puree them. I don't even want to see them in this particular recipe. If I dice it up and bake this for an hour, they will be cooked and tender, but I really don't like to see the onion in this loaf. So what I do is I have this is just a little miniature food processor. It's perfect for this. And I'm just going to peel this right here, and you don't have to dice it or anything because we're going to use the milk. We have almond milk right here, and I'm going to use some of that to puree it. And so while I'm doing this, and we'll puree, you can start adding it to here. We're going to add our cracker crumbs, our grape nuts, and our pecans. You can start adding there. And then 1 teaspoon of the sage goes in here. And so that means this is a half teaspoon, so you're going to need how much? 2 of them. So 2 of these in here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to just quarter this like this and can you see this okay in here? Melissa, does that show up good right where it's at, or do I need to change the location?
Bring it towards you a little bit.
Bring towards me a little? Okay. Whoops. We can just put that in the sink. Yeah, thank you. Is that better?
Perfect.
Okay, I like that word. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, so you see it doesn't matter the way you chop it in here, but I do want to tell you one thing. I'm going to move this over here for a minute. You see how I've got all my onions in here? Little trick. I have it in foil. And what you're going to do is you're going to just wad it up in foil like that, and I usually do it one more time, and you put that in your garbage, and you will not smell onion through it. Isn't that good? And you don't want to save, if you have a part of an onion that you don't use and you want to put it in your refrigerator, don't do that because onions actually, you can get food poisoning from leftover onions real easy. So you don't want to do that. So let me just put that in the garbage right there. And we will put this right here. And I'm going to use a little bit of this that's almond milk. You can use soy milk if you want. I don't really care for soy milk. I like almond milk better. So I use the almond milk usually for everything. And I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to just puree this. So plug your ears real quick. There you go. It's almost there. You can see. Okay, that looks great. And now I'm just going to add this. Go ahead and put your crackers in here if you would.
In here?
Put those in there. And what I do too is I normally, in this little food processor, is how I ground up our pecans and the grape nuts. So put our pecans in here and our grape nuts. You can use walnuts, but it will not taste the same. So I really highly recommend that you don't switch the nut. Use the pecans because they are, that to me, it's what makes this recipe. So just dump it all in is good. Yep. And we just put it over here. And now I'm going to, you want to put 2 of these in real quick, and so that's 1 teaspoon. There's a half a teaspoon here, so we need 2 of these. Yep. And put that in there. Perfect. Yep. Oops, good. Yep, that's good. Dump that in there. Yep, that's great. I'm going to stick this in here. Let me get a spatula. Okay. Perfect. Is that 1 teaspoon?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's put in here now. And I'm going to, let me just, with the little fork here, why don't you just go like this and just kind of whip that together a little bit. Did you have a good week this week, Kailynn, so far?
Yes.
You did what you've been doing this week?
Watching YouTube.
You've been watching my shows? Well, that's good. You can see all of our programs on our YouTube channel and also right here on Facebook, Kids Club for Jesus. All the lives that we do are posted here. And that looks good. Okay, so now let me mix this up here just a little bit. Now, one of the things that I was going to tell you about on this is that I made a loaf, so you can have it like a lentil loaf. But lately, what I have really loved using this recipe for, instead of putting it in a loaf, is putting it in muffin pans. And because I always like the crispy part around the loaf, it's my favorite part. You know, I'm always cutting off the edges. Kind of like, do you like brownies where you're cutting off the edges and the crispy part? Yeah, those are pretty good. Well, I like that too. And so what I thought, well, you know what? How am I going to get some of that? I think I'll try putting them in little muffin tins. And I started doing that, and I love them so much. And you can only bake what you need then. You can put a whole bunch in your freezer, and they're always ready to go. So today, I made the sample one in a loaf for you to see. And then we're going to use, on the program, we're going to do muffins for you so that you can see, to put them in the muffin ones. And I'm not going to bake these today since we already have a sample. And I'm going to put them in my freezer. And when people come over, or I need a quick meal, or we have our employees here for Kids Club for Jesus come over for a luncheon or whatever, guess what? I'm busy. I can just pull one of those out of the oven and, out of the freezer and put it right in the oven, and it's good. So now put that in there. You just dump it all in there. Okay. And we're just going to, now your binder in here, because there's no eggs, it's a vegan recipe, so there's no binder, but what you use for a binder that makes it firm up is the crackers in there and the grape nuts. They soak up a lot of this, the juice in here, and I'm going to just mix that a little bit more. And then we will spray some muffin pans. Let me put this out over here. But that way, if you use that for a binder, oats is a good binder for some recipes. Well, crackers or breadcrumbs, they're good binders too. So let me just get a paper towel over here and wipe this. Clean this right up. I have a surprise for you, Kailynn. I made you some of my famous oatmeal coconut cookies right over here. So I wanted a special thank you for her coming and being on the program. And feel they're still warm. See that? Yeah, see? So when we sample, and maybe one of these times we'll do cookies. Melissa is the one that chooses whatever recipes we do. I don't even ask what they are. She tells me what I'm cooking. She puts the ones out there to vote, and then she tells me who's the winner. And I stay completely out of it. I want to be fair. And so one of these times she might just do cookies. And if she does, we go give that recipe because it's one of my really favorites. It's got oats and coconut and dates and dried cherries and dried golden raisins and walnuts. Is that not amazing?
Good.
Yes, it is. Okay, so we're going to just, we're going to take this in the sink and go like this really good all the way around. If you take that over the sink and do it so we don't spray towards the camera, otherwise it'll be a film and you wouldn't be able to see. But we're just going to spray those real generously, Kailynn, so that they are, they won't anything stick to them. And the trick is that right before you bake it, spray the top of it with a nonstick cooking spray so that it gets that nice crispy edge, okay? And then I'll show, as soon as Kaylynn's, you want me to help you?
Yes, please.
Okay, here we go. Here, we'll just do like this. I'll spray it this direction. There you go. Here, like that. See there? And now, go ahead and get a generous like this and put one in each of the muffin tins, right, like that. I can wipe that off the top. Yep, you can smooth it off later. Just put a generous one in, and you can see we fill it right up to the top because they're not going to be like a bread muffin that's going to go and get really big and gigantic. It's not going to do that at all. So it's just going to bake the way it is. It'll be the same size as you put it in here. It might even shrink a tiny bit, but it's not going to rise, that's for sure. There's nothing here that's going to make it rise. And yep, just be real generous with that and put that in there. And then I'm going to show you how to freeze it. This is a special little gadget here. I love this it's a Wrap Master. And no, I do not get any money for telling you about it, but it's called the Stretch Tight Wrap and Snap 7500. That's, maybe I'll come up close so you can see it. It's one of my favorite. Tell me how I'm doing, Melissa. Okay. So that you can see what this is. This little handy gadget, Kailynn, you're going to love this. It does this. So we got, let's see, let me just smooth this top over here. Okay. So just move that over. Okay. Now, so did a good job.
Thank you.
Proud of you. Okay. So guess what this does? We just has a little clip here. Can you see me okay on there, Melissa? Can you see this? Maybe I'll do it like this. Try to do it backwards for you. And so there's little places here you pull, and you're just going to pull it like that over it, right? And then what do? You go like that, and it cuts it. See? And then I wrap it tight with this first, okay? And then I go this way on it as well, because I really want to seal it in tight. And you want to push it all the way down? Yeah, perfect. You did good. And then we're going to do it this way. So I'm really sealing that good with the plastic wrap. And just put that back.
That is pretty cool.
Isn't that pretty cool? I love that. I've had that for years, and I really, really like it. You can order it on the internet. I don't know where, but just Google Stretch Tight. Then I have the heavy duty. This is what I use if I'm freezing. The heavy duty aluminum foil. And I just take this.
I think that's what we use, heavy duty.
Heavy duty for you too? Well, when you're putting stuff in the freezer, let's see right here. You're just going to do like that. And then pinch all those edges together around there, will you? And then an important thing to do, so this is one of those things you don't want to forget to do. We're going to write on it, lentil loaf, right here.
Fancy.
So, can you see that?
Did you want to put the date?
And that's a good idea. So what date, do we know the date today? 7, what is the date today? Huh?
15?
15 and 2020. So we've got our date and what's inside of it. And then guess what I do? I take this again now and go over that. Because guess what? If you freeze your food properly, it will be fresh like you make it. And it won't have any freezer burn, or it won't taste like it's been in a freezer. If you've ever had something in the freezer and you go, oh, this tastes so disgusting, tastes like freezer burn, you know, why go to the point of freezing food if it's not going to be good? Well, now I've just completely sealed it, and look at that. That's ready for my freezer and ready for the oven. So I can bring that out at any time I want in the next couple of months and freeze it, and it's going to be absolutely awesome. So let me see if we've got any other people out here I want to talk to. Sylvia says, hooray, little lentil loaves. Yes, and Dean and Sarah joined us. Jorge joined us, and Ted Benson. Hey, Ted, how are you? And Pat Pearson and Isa. And so Ken Jones, and also Tasha. Archibald joined us, and Melissa Elkins from Roanoke, Virginia. Love it. Tell me, guys, where you're from. I love to hear where you're from. And so we have a lot of people joining us from all over, and I'm really glad you did. Let me put this aside for right now, because what I'm going to do, you want to put those in the sink right there, and we're going to bring our lentil loaf out, and we're going to bring out our Kaylynn's family and let them have a taste. Okay, so here is, let's just wipe this table down right here. There we go. And let's get some plates out here.
That looks good.
Does that look good?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so let me get here. And we'll get some. And do you think we should offer them some of your cookies too?
Yes.
And one of these times you might be voting for these oatmeal cookies. They are so delicious. Let me get this.
I can't wait to try some.
Yeah. You know what's wonderful about these? They're not only nutritious, but they are moist inside. So you get the crispiness of the outside and moist inside. And one thing I was going to tell you about that wrap I have, it is the stickiest wrap I've ever seen. It really sticks to the thing, so it's beautiful to use as well. It's the stretch type.
Melissa is asking if you thaw your lentil loaf before cooking.
You know what? I've done both, Melissa. That's a good question. She wants to know if I thaw the lentil loaf before cooking. Do you know what I have? If I'm in a hurry, no. I just throw it in the oven at 375 for an hour, and it's perfect. Sometimes I thaw it out. I'll bring, if I know, it's like, maybe if I know I'm going to cook it the day before, I will pull it out the night before and put it in my refrigerator. And so it is thawed out because it's obviously going to bake faster. But I've done it both ways, and both ways were fine. So I think you're good. And let's see. We have any other questions, Melissa, let me know. And right now, I'm going to let you introduce your family. You've been with us once before. And so I'm really excited that they're here again. So great big applause for the Jones family. Come on out. Woo-hoo! Come on out, guys. Right over here. Come somewhere next to me. Come on in. And we're so glad. Hi, sweetheart. So you introduce your family to us, okay?
Mom, my little sister Kailynn, my big brother Kendall, and Daddy.
And Daddy's name is? This is Mom and Dad. So we have Ken and Erica. And one thing I wanted to say is that I found this out the first time you were on our program, that you were actually friends with my colleague, Dr. Andrew Harewood, and he said to give his love and his regards. He said your mom was the most godly woman that you could ever want to meet. I believe she was a Bible worker, and he went on and on about how wonderful your mom is. And I can tell you that the apple didn't fall too far from the tree and the trees. You know, so I'm really thankful that you guys are back again. And have you ever fixed lentil loaf?
I have, but this smells better.
Oh, it does?
This smells better.
Well, it's really easy. Is it something you think you can make now?
Yes.
You do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually give you this recipe so you can have that. I'll give it to you when you go. You can have that. But let me just, we're just going to cut it and give you, are you anxious to try a little bit, or do you just want to try the cookie? Huh?
Cookie.
You want the cookie? Okay. So I'll let you, we'll put one of these on a plate for you. You try the cookie, okay?
Thank you.
You want the lentil loaf or the cookie?
Both.
But he wants both. Hey, this is
That's right.
this is a wise man right there. So let's cut this right here. And so let's put one right here. And there's a fork for you.
Thank
So you're welcome. And here's one for Mom. And I'm giving you a cookie as well.
Thank
There
you.
you go. You're welcome. Even though we didn't demo the cookies today, hey, if you come and be on the program with me, I'll have a special surprise for you. If you would like to be on this program, message me and let me know. And also put my email on their address, Melissa, if you would. And you can let me know if you would like to join me. And I'll have a special surprise for you, too. So...
A potluck dish right here.
This has been to so many potlucks. See, we got to serve first. We're the host. We got to serve. You get to eat last, okay? See, that's the way that works. And then we'll give you this and the cookie here. How's that?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what do you think?
It's delicious.
Would you want that again? You can be honest. Can I just share with you one of these things I love most about this recipe is not only that it's good the first time. It's good left over, and it's one of my favorite way to have sandwiches. A sandwich is my lentil loaf sandwich. And what you do is you cut it in thin strips and put it on your bread, and I like it with ketchup. That's my favorite. I put ketchup on there and some lentil loaf in there, and it maybe even a little mustard. I like it better than a veggie burger.
It's very good.
Yeah. And,
Healthy.
so what do you think of that cookie, huh? Is that pretty good? Well, let me ask you, is there any recipes that you'd suggest that you would like to see in the future on our program?
I am trying to find out.
Pancakes? Well, guess what? You can vote for that because for one of the recipes to vote for next week, and I'll remind you again what they are, one of them is key lime pancakes. Have you ever had key lime pancakes?
Not key lime pancakes.
We love pancakes.
Yeah, they are wonderful. So this is your recipes for next week to vote on. Each one has some kind of fruit in it. So we have blueberry muffin cake, and that's a regular cake. So blueberry muffin cake, caramel apple pie, key lime pancakes, and chia pudding trifle.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
I think the caramel apple pie sounds good.
The caramel apple pie?
I was going to suggest, I was going to suggest a type of cheesecake for the upcoming recipes.
Oh.
Something
So
like that.
some cheesecake, yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Would be really good to have.
Yeah, that's cheesecake, and for a vegan version, I can do a vegan version and a non-vegan version.
Oh, okay.
And there's quite a few people that have reached out to me and said, we would wish that you would have some recipes that weren't just for vegans. It's not a sin to eat cheese or dairy, and they said, why aren't you doing that? So I try to offer both. I try to give you both options, and I will always have, if I'm demonstrating a recipe that has dairy in it, I will always have a recipe online for the vegan version, so that you always have that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, because that way we can, we're all made different, and there's some people that they can't get all those ingredients wherever they are in the world that are watching. We have people who are watching all around the world, so what would you like, sweetheart?
Use your words.
You want to try the loaf? No?
Oh, she's looking for more.
You want another
Put your
cookie?
words in me. I have to-
Oh, okay. All right. She wants two, so that's a good sign right there. I
Thank you.
think we'll have to ask Melissa if she can put cookies on the upcoming menu soon. We did have one program with cookies, I believe, and
We did the cherry snowballs.
the cherry snowballs. That's right. And also we did another cookie recipe, peanut butter.
Sandwich cookies.
Peanut butter sandwich cookies. In fact, those recipes are on our website, so you can go back there and get those and make those. So what would you like to share with our viewers today if you were giving them any kind of tips about sharing Jesus? I love to, whenever we can get together as brothers and sisters in Christ, to really talk about witnessing and how you can shine for Jesus. So how could you use food to shine for Jesus? Any ideas?
The poor.
Well, yeah, if you deliver food to those that don't have any food. In fact, I had a little boy once that came on Kids Time and shared with me how he had shared his lunch every day on his way to school. He'd pass this homeless man, and he felt so bad for him, he was giving the homeless man his lunch. And at parent-teacher conference, his mom, the boy got great grades, and the mom, was surprised because normally she didn't have to go to parent-teacher conference because her son got such good grades. So when she got a note saying the teacher actually wanted to see her for the conference, she got worried. Okay, what is it my son isn't doing? Maybe he's got a bad report card. And the teacher said, no, his grades are wonderful. But we really wish that you would send him with a lunch. And we wanted to just talk with you privately because nutrition is important. And we really wish you would send him with. She goes, I send him with a lunch every day. And she goes, no, he never has a lunch. And she said, how long has it been that he hasn't lunch? Well, probably, at least 6 weeks he hasn't had a lunch. So when they got home, she called her son in and said, hey, what's going on that I send you with a lunch and your teacher tells me you never have a lunch? And then he broke down and told her. He says, well, Mom, I walked to school and I passed this, homeless man and that's all the food he's going to have all day. And I figure I had breakfast and I'm going to get food at night. I'm going to share my lunch. And the mother's heart was so touched that she started packing 2 lunches. And wasn't that a great way to share Jesus?
Yes, it is.
Act of selflessness.
And God wants us to be selfless. In other words, not always be thinking about ourselves. So that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So I want to thank each one of you for joining us. I want to encourage you to join us on Sabbath. I will be at 5:30 on Brenda Walsh Ministries here on Facebook for praise and worship. If you have a favorite song you want me to play, you can send it in, and I will play it for you on Sabbath, 5:30 Eastern Time. And if you think it might be a song I might not know, go ahead and send me an email or a message and give me a link to where I can go online and hear it. That way I can learn it for you because I play by ear. So if you have a song that somebody wanted me to play a song for them this week, and they sent me the link so I could memorize the song, and I've already learned it for you, I'll be playing it on Sabbath for you. And take a little time in the morning, to hit that song. Have you heard that song?
No, but it sounds...
It's about take a little time in the morning to spend time with God.
Yes.
Yeah, take a little time. And they said take a little time in the morning, take a little time in the evening. It talks about really spending time with Jesus. It's a beautiful song. I'm glad she's teaching it to me. And I will play at Sabbath. So if you've got a favorite song, and have a watch party, invite lots of people to join. And I would love to have you join us as well. If there's anybody else here, let's see, we have Evelyn is joining us, and Helen Louise, and I want to thank you so much. And Jeannie Lewis joined us. Hello, Jeannie. And Carmen Johnson. You want some of the cookies? Carmen, I'll give you some cookies too. You come see me, I'll give some to you. And Tammy Brooke joined us, and Rhonda Bernard joined us. And I'm so thankful that